Mom's calling me, so we gotta see. We gotta stop for moms. See what's up. See what's going on. She called me. She called me. She called me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's go. Why is she not picking up? All right, mom. All right. Seated in majesty, you are the risen King. Oh, there we go. Yeah, mom. What's up? I'm streaming. You good? What's up? Okay. Okay. I gotta get into my stream. Do you need something? You all right? Okay. Okay. Cool, cool. All right. All right, ma. I'm sure I'll find it. All right. See, like, what they ain't put Don Lemon mugshot on us. Where the heck is Don Lemon's mugshot? Oh man, where the heck is Don Lemon's mugshot? Oh, King. By His stripes we are healed. By His blood we're free. Oh dang! By His blood we washed clean. Now we have the victory. And the power of sin is broken. Jesus overcame it all. Yeah, yes, yeah. He has won our freedom. It all. Of the risen King. Seated in majesty. You are the risen King. Death could not hold you down. No, you are the risen King. You're seated in majesty. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Man, I'm going to clip that right there. Thank you for coming in for another show, yo. He's the risen King. His work is completed. That's why I'm actually here today, simply because his work has been completed. And if he didn't finish what he finished, oh my gosh, a lot of things in my life wouldn't exist, bro. You know, so I got to give praise to where praise is due. And I know that is not by my power nor by my work, but it's just by him. And I don't even get religious about it because there ain't a religious bone in me. I just know him. And I just always say, man, you got to know him. This ain't no church thing, because this Western church thing, bro, this Western church thing, it'll mess up your head and mess up your mind, man. If you could just get somewhere and just, I said 2026 is just a time of listening. You just want to listen to what he got to say. Just listen to him. Just listen. Just listen. Just listen, man. You know? But this is how we popping it off. This is another Real Estate Lunchbox. I'm your host, Leon Duncan. I am a real estate broker, investor. I've been in it for about 20 years, man. I've bought properties, flipped properties, rented properties, created finance, all those different things. But I just don't like talking about real estate. I also like talking about the culture, like talking about the news. Because at the end of the day, the fact is, it's really a mindset issue that keeps people where they are. So when I see people get into real estate and do all this other stuff or endeavor to do this stuff, uh, a lot of times it's just a mindset challenge that holds them back. You know, perspective, how they see themselves in relation to the rest of this world. And
congratulations, well done.
You at the right place, yo. I'm gonna share this video with you real quick. This is Master Bruce.
Don't speak negatively about yourself.
Oh shoot! Hold on. Your boy, man, I tell you, man. When I start, let me start this right. Now tell me if you can't hear me because I didn't even run a mic. Didn't run a mic check. Tell me, just drop a comment in there and say, hey, I hear you. Do you clear? A Negro, we can't hear you. If I don't see one, I'm just gonna commence and believe that I'm heard, or I can jump on my other brand. But this is Master Bruce. Master Bruce.
Difference. Words are energy and they cast spells. That's why it's called spelling. Change the way you speak about yourself and you can change your life.
That's something, Bruce. Beautifully put.
Hold on. I like Master Bruce. Martial artist. I got my black belt in martial arts and Taekwondo. Trained when I was 16 all the way up to, who knows, I still fight sometimes too. But yo, do it one more time, Master Bruce.
Don't speak negatively about yourself, even as a joke. Your body doesn't know the difference. Words are energy and they cast spells. That's why it's called spelling. Change the way you speak about yourself and you can change your life.
That's something, Bruce. Beautifully put.
Change the way you speak about yourself and you can change your life. All right, so I know some of y'all jumped on this and we got to get into this Don Lemon thing. Man, you see, when Don ran into that church, Don kind of tweaked a lot of people just the wrong way, bro. Just the wrong way. He rubbed me the wrong way too. And I ain't really have a problem with Don Lemon. Don wasn't the type of person, I mean, I didn't go to watch his show, but I don't have no beef with him either. He's just, to me, a dude trying to get put on and he trying to figure it out. Look, I'm being nice today. I'm cutting people nice little joints. I said, you're a dude trying to get put on. He trying to figure it out. He tried to figure it out now after he left CNN. CNN clipped him. I've been looking at some of his content. Don is trying to make that pivot into that content space, but he taking his thoughts and his perspectives with him. And I hate to say it right now, the Democratic Party isn't a place where anybody really wants to run to. Okay, now that's my opinion. Yours is whatever it is. But they got Don. They got Don the Lemon. They got him.
And to a Fox News alert, journalist Don Lemon has been arrested in connection with an anti-ICE protest at a church in St. Paul, Minnesota. Bill Malusian joins us now with more on this breaking news. Hey, Bill.
Yeah, Charlie, good morning to you. Our colleague David Spunton and I getting this breaking news from multiple law enforcement sources just minutes ago, confirming that former CNN anchor Don Lemon has been arrested by federal agents in Los Angeles just after midnight this morning at a hotel. This obviously all in connection with that storming of a church in St. Paul, Minnesota by that group of anti-ICE agitators. Now remember, the feds had gone to judges to try to get Don Lemon arrested before. They went to a magistrate judge in Minnesota who didn't sign off on an arrest warrant for him. Then it went to a judge above him. He didn't sign off on an arrest warrant for him. Then it went to an appeals court. They also decided not to sign off for an arrest warrant for him. So there was...
The problem is when they're doing this with Don Lemon and nobody's signing off and they get one person to sign off, you got Don is going to build off of that. All of this just adds credibility to Don. I don't like what Don did. I don't like it at all. As somebody that goes to the house of worship, and to me, it would make me so doggone just mad because I'm not trying. How can you just walk into the house of worship and just start interviewing people and you're coming in with protesters? Now, I said this before, you don't see any other news reporters, commentators in this place when Don is here. So Don knew about this before anybody knew about it. I mean, before it even broke, he knew. I believe they called him and they said, Don, we want you to cover this. We're going to walk in here. We believe it's an ICE They believed it was I guess somebody over ICE that was there, and Don knew it ahead of time. Nobody else is recording. Nobody else is reporting. Don did this for clicks. Now, when you do stupid, see, I am working on my. Look, he's giving me the strength. It still slides. It still slides. But when you do that type of stuff, you get those type of presents delivered to you from the federal government. Especially when it's tight like this. And a lot of people don't like this. Some people think, oh, it's protesting. Yeah, but even in protesting, and you can protest and you can say, I don't like, what's going on with ICE and all of that. But dude, do you think everybody in that church wants to talk about ICE stuff now? So Don, yeah, they got you. They got you, Don. And to me, I kind of believe that Don likes this. Yeah, I believe he likes this. I believe Don knows that this is going to increase his brand. I believe Don knows that this is going to give him more content. I believe all of that stuff, Don has already mapped it out. Because the way that you do old journalism and new journalism, completely different. And Don is going from old journalism to new journalism. He's looking at some of the guys that let him go at CNN. He's looking at some of the ones he's competing with, like the Megyn Kellys and all of them that left that public media space, and now they're doing content. So this is nothing more than a content play for this guy. I don't have pity for him. I don't have any kind of sorry for him. If anything, Don is now going to become the character of my bag. Oh no. Yeah. What I'm saying is I'm going to cover everything Don. I'm going to wear it the heck out because Don is going to cover everything related to this. He's probably going to try to find some ways to insert what's going on with the feds and his case in front of everybody on his podcast and all of that. And I ain't mad at you, dude, because I know content creators do some crazy. See, I'm working on it. I'm working. They do some crazy ninja stuff. You know what I'm saying? They do some crazy ninja splits. I like that one, crazy ninja splits. Yeah, they do crazy ninja splits. They do it. And Don is nothing more than a character. He needs more clicks. He needs more follows. This just played into his whole bag for the year.
Experts who are predicting that perhaps the feds would go to a grand jury. It remains to be seen if that's what happened here, but we can confirm that Don Lemon was arrested in Los Angeles by federal agents just after midnight Los Angeles time at a hotel. Now, typically, standard procedure with an arrest like this is the defendant will likely make their first court appearance sometime the same day. So there's a chance we may see Don Lemon make his first court appearance in Los Angeles sometime today. But obviously, this is going to grab all sorts of headlines. 3 other protesters from that church storming, have already been arrested, including who the feds say was the organizer of that protest. The woman in the middle there is a school board member in St. Paul, and then the mugshot on the right is an online personality / agitator, if you want to call him that. He's known as the Woke Farmer. Those were the 3 people that the feds had already arrested, but we have confirmed that Don Lemon has now been arrested in Los Angeles in connection with that viral incident. We all saw the video of it that spread and drew widespread condemnation. The feds have been going after these people on FACE Act violations. So this is still breaking news. Once we get more details about the potential charges here, a court appearance, we'll, of course, update our viewers, guys.
Really appreciate it. Of course, if it was a grand jury that did indict him, that's pretty unimpeachable. Bill Malusian.
We are learning this breaking news that former CNN anchor Don Lemon has been arrested. Here's what we're learning. This is from Bill Malusian with Fox News saying, per multiple law enforcement sources, former CNN anchor Don Lemon was arrested by federal agents in Los Angeles this morning in connection to the storming of a church in Minnesota by anti-ICE agitators. We also do have some more social media posts as well that we'll put up your screen.
If you believe Don Lemon, if you believe this, they're overdoing it, like they're over exaggerating it, leave me a comment. Let me know. Because I believe Don knew this was coming. Don didn't think about it before he stepped into it. Probably spoke to his attorney after the fact. His attorney probably gave him some assurances. And he said, worst case scenario, this is what happens. But Don has a whole content play off of this. And it's bad and it's sad when you're going to use going into a church. They didn't go into a synagogue. Nobody's going into any mosque. And as somebody, and I say it, man, as somebody that studied Islam growing up, grew up in a church, right? Did the whole religious church thing. Thought I was gonna do the Islam thing and didn't do it. You not running in a mosque and putting up cameras, but you're doing that here. So I think it's totally disrespectful. I think they do need to bring them up on charges. If they are able to make it stick, let it stick. But you got to have people know that there's some things that are off limits. And I believe going up in churches like that, nobody knew. They didn't have a security team. Churches I went to before, I've been on security teams for churches, okay? And carrying my firearm. Pastor was a little nervous that because of his message that something could potentially happen. So we trained. So the team trained. They didn't have a security team. They didn't have not one person that I saw there with any level of security. How do you know that those agitators, just like Alex, and we'll talk about that later, the next video. I'm going to do that for the next video because I want to get all this out the way. Sometimes too much politics is just freaking too heavy. Oh, no. I'm just being honest with you. Because sometimes, bro, let me tell you, these jokers ain't fun. They ain't fun. They ain't fun. They protesting jokers that's getting a bag on their head. And some of them getting a check, and the rest of them, they just getting put in jail, or they getting a consolation prize of 6 feet deep. So it ain't fun. It's funny for me to watch. And that's the reason I watch it, because I'm like, dang, bro, what's up? Fed charge? Don catching Fed charges? But outside of that, dude, I'm going to tell you, these jokers, they corny, they lame, man. Don is probably the lamest of them all. He's trying, I see him as someone trying to find himself. Before Don can actually get any real traction or momentum, because he's really doing some crazy stuff right now, I believe he needs to find himself. I don't believe Don knows who or what he is. And I say it in multiple ways, right? Oh, check this out. Okay, let me do this.
I live off of Bankhead. They talk about it in rap songs, like Bankhead is hard. And what they do in Atlanta, they'll change the name of the street to a black activist that don't know black people know. Our street name is now Donald Lee Hollowell. Who the fuck is that?
And I drive on it all the time. I'm like, who is Donald Lee Hollowell? Like, who the heck is it? I know all the other ones, but I don't even know who he is. They make up shit now.
They change the name of the street, but they don't get rid of the element. There's still crackheads out there. There's still prostitutes out there. They just changed the name of the street like the prostitute gonna forget where she was working. She gonna come outside. Oh, shit. My street gone. I can't work today.
Yeah, oh my goodness, my street gone. Hey, I'm putting up this coffee. Super chat. Appreciate you. When you're looking, like, subscribe, follow. I'm going to keep rolling through this. Yeah, it's like, yo, they got some real weird behind names. Like, I know for a fact. They got weird names. Check it out. So let's go to Alex. So I posted this on the Facebook page. And I think we up to like 29,000 views. And I love it. Appreciate it. Thanks for checking it out. Now let's do a deep dive into this, because when I looked at this, I saw multiple angles, and I put the multiple angles up. So let's roll. Look at you! Pepper spray, bitch! Fuck you guys! So what you're watching, again, probably do, but just to let you know, Alex Preddy. This is supposedly a week to 2 weeks prior to him getting not just wrestled down to the ground, but also shot by law enforcement, believing he was about to pull his weapon. And I'm going to give you my take on this.
This is a moment the news movement filmed on January 13th in Minneapolis, showing a man who appears to be Alex Preddy interacting with federal immigration agents 11 days before Border Patrol shot and killed him. Our footage was analyzed by the BBC, whose facial recognition technology confirmed his identity to a 97% degree of accuracy. On the morning of January 13th, our team received a tip that federal agents were blocking a street at the corner of East 36 and Park Avenue in Minneapolis. We arrived around 10:15 a.m. We saw observers shouting at the agents as they walked back to their vehicles. When they started driving away, the man kicked their taillight.
Now, I heard an NBC reporter say, he just looks like the type of guy you would want your daughter to marry. All right.
An agent then got out of the vehicle, grabbed him, and pushed him to the ground. During the altercation, agents fired tear gas and pepper balls into the crowd. They continued to hold the man down before they retreat.
Why is this woman screaming and yelling? Why wasn't she screaming and yelling when he kicked the tail light? I don't get it. I don't know why. But when you do stupid shit, you get stupid prizes. And this is one of the prizes that he got. Surprise. Life after death. More faster than you wanted to. And he was practicing this. And this is the thing. Some people don't like what I'm saying with this. I get it. Y'all can have your opinions on it. But when I'm looking at this video, prior to what actually happened, it really sets for his mindset. It tells me that he really didn't care. He was bent on trying to, he believed, protect his neighborhood from ICE agents who he believes probably are Nazis or a Nazi invasion, however you want to call these guys. They're out there. They got families just like we do. They got kids that are looking for them to come home. But when they see stuff like that, the threat level goes up, okay? Prior military, I'm going to just give you my assessment on it, and you can go from there. This just tells me his mindset. This tells me what type of mindset that he really ran around Minnesota with. They didn't see a weapon here. He may have had a weapon. I've read a report where he possibly had a weapon, where a bystander said he had a weapon. I can neither confirm it or deny it. But if this happened a week before, and he actually got shot, so I believe he probably, if he didn't buy a weapon, he had one before, probably was carrying one with him during this time. Who knows? I'm not going to say it. Now, the question would be, Leon, what does that matter? What does that mean? How does that make any sense? So what if he had it? He can do that as peaceful protest. He's Second Amendment. The whole thing is with a weapon. When you introduce a weapon into a situation, and this is just a prior service guy telling you, this is just an executive protection guy in that space that did it, telling you when you introduce a weapon into a situation where you have law enforcement, they don't know you have a weapon on them, there is an immediate threat. When they discover it, you didn't tell them about it. And then it's already a hostile situation, especially when you have things and people flying around you back and forth and nobody knows what happens. I'll set the tone. Back down in Texas, this was last year, coming out of the summer, somewhere around August going into September. A protester opened fired on ICE agents when they were taking a detainee immigrant that they took out of the car. They opened fired on him. They thought they were going to kill the ICE agent. They ended up killing the detainee. Nobody said anything about that. The ICE agent was injured. Very little at all conversation about it. So now we fast forward to this situation. Do you not think ICE, Border Control, they've already talked about hostile situations where someone at one time had a weapon or fired a weapon, and they told themselves they need to have their mind ready in order to be able to combat something like that? We don't justify whether we can't sit back and say, hey, he has a Second Amendment, he can carry it. These guys enforce the law, and you're impeding in their situation. So this is what happened, a week, 2 weeks before?
And he walks away. The man in our footage is wearing a similar outfit to what Preddy was wearing on the day he was killed. What appears to be a gun is also visible above his waistband.
So it appeared to be visible. So the gun appeared visible on the waistband.
Here, he continued.
Now take in all of that and then ask me, even when I'm trained, to make a decision if that person has a weapon on him, that he's not a threat, he's just somebody that has a weapon on him. I don't think anybody would actually think like that. I know I wouldn't feel comfortable like that. I don't know about you. You tell me how you feel concerning it. You're welcome to leave a comment.
To stand at the scene. On the day he was killed, the Department of Homeland Security claims Preddy, a 37-year-old ICU nurse, approached officers holding a handgun. That claim has been contradicted by analysis of bystander videos from multiple news investigations, which concluded that Preddy was holding a phone, not a gun, when he was pinned to the street.
And I think after that, it just goes through and it ends, and they leave him. So, tell me, what do you think? When Preddy, in my opinion, when he was shot, I believe that ICE did not know that that weapon, Border Patrol didn't know that weapon was removed. And because of that situation, he was shot. I don't condone anybody getting shot, anybody getting murdered, anything like that out of any of those type of situations. But it's clear to see right there, he didn't let them know. Everybody's seen this video, and this is just my take on it. He didn't let them know. He didn't identify that he had one. And even though he had the Second Amendment right to carry, he was still in a hostile situation and begun to actually impede their investigation on the issuing of their warrant by the time he turned around and put hands or to push back one of the Border Patrol guys who actually pushed the lady down. Okay? So the situation completely changes. This is not emotional. This is 100% logic. This is just my take on it. Guys, like, subscribe, follow for more content. I am not going to be running his bag up right now. But one thing I will tell you, man, you know, the problem with a lot of this is, in my opinion, the Democratic brand has been destroyed. The Democrats have really ruined their brand. If you're someone that you're sitting back and you pay attention to politics, there's a lot of people out here that just listen to politics passing. And if you're just listening to it pass, hey, thank you. I'm not going to go too heavy on it. Like, subscribe, follow. I love listening and watching politics because I like politicians going back and forth. To me, is very competitive. I like seeing that competitive spirit. I love seeing when they come up with new ways to market and present themselves to people. And we knew your Joker was like Clarence Thomas smoke, you know, you were smoking, you know, trees in the back, or not even trees, smoking crack in the back, you know. Remember that mayor of DC that got taken out? Well, he got arrested for smoking crack. They caught him in a hotel room with, I think it was 2 or 3 prostitutes. He got reelected again. How does that work? Only in freaking America. That's what I keep saying. And only if you were dealing with the Democratic Party. He was a Democratic candidate. What is the guy's name? Ooh. Leave a comment if you remember his name. I want to make sure. But either way, in my opinion, the brand for the Democrats, it needs some work. Y'all really need some work. Y'all losing people.
This Democrat says that they will be moving to a red state and will be voting blue. People like this are such idiots. I'm sure they're leaving their blue state because of the high price of houses, the high crime rates, and the high taxes, yet they want to come to a red state and bring their stupid policies along with it. Here's the thing, Democrats, Biden voters, leftists, or whatever you call yourselves, you need to lay in your own mess. We don't want you here.
His name was Marion Barry, Mayor Marion Barry. Please, if you're coming to the South, if you're coming specifically to Atlanta, you can stay in the city of Atlanta. And if you stay in the city of Atlanta, that's great. Just realize it's better outside of the city of Atlanta. And I'm just letting you know, in the suburbs, outside of 285, it's probably a little bit more cheaper. You get a whole lot more. But if you decide to come outside of the city, you're going to more than likely be in a red county because Fulton County, which sits right in the smack middle of Georgia, is the largest county, is the blue county anchor for Georgia. Okay, so keep that in mind. Don't come into my county and try to make us what blue. We don't take nice to that. Trust me.
Hello everybody. So I just got back from my trip to Florida. I was visiting my dad. He moved to Florida because he wanted to get away from New Mexico. He does not like the governor here. Her name is Michelle Llhan Grisham, and she is kind of useless. When my dad moved to Florida, I was pissed because I was like, you just wanted to be in a red state and you just wanted to get away from the Democrats here, which is exactly why he moved. Now I see why. I completely understand why he did that. Living in New Mexico is a lot. New Mexico used to be so awesome. It used to be so beautiful here. We have the mountains, we have the sunsets. It used to be really nice here. Now there's a lot of crime, there's a lot of drugs, there's a lot of homelessness here. In New Mexico, when you are driving around anywhere, there's a homeless person on every street corner asking for money. It is really scary just walking around. You have to look over your shoulder, especially as a woman. I mean, it's kind of like that everywhere as a woman, but in New Mexico, it is bad. Crime here has gotten so bad, and the homelessness here has gotten so bad, and the drugs here have gotten so bad. And the governor and the mayor, they're doing nothing. The mayor spent tons and tons of money on getting a bus route that ended up being a waste of money because it doesn't even work, instead of spending money where it can be useful. So then when I go to Florida, I see no homeless people on the side of the street asking for money. I was in Clearwater.
It just depends on where you're at.
It was beautiful. There was no trash all over the place. It wasn't dirty. I felt very safe walking around. Everybody was really, really happy. Whereas in New Mexico, you just have a bunch of rude people. Everyone here has an attitude and nobody knows how to drive. There's construction in New Mexico going on all of the time that lasts forever on the roads. In Florida, it was a lot different. It was like night and day. It was really interesting to see the comparison between the blue state that I live in and the red state that I used to hate. And
Oh, yeah, there is a big difference between them.
To all of you that currently lives in a red state and is considering moving to a blue state or area, specifically the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia, don't do not, because baby, everything that glitters ain't gold. Adulting in the DMV is ghetto as hell. I do not recommend. First of all, the cost of living here is higher than a giraffe's ass. The average rent started like $1,600, and that might not even be a one bedroom. It most likely gonna be an efficiency in a pew area. The average price to buy a renovated attached house in Baltimore is like $250.
I never understood how you guys are able to pay that much to live so close to somebody right next to you. I mean, for real, like my house, I gotta have neighbors that are like distant from me, you know? I just can't do it. So I don't get how you guys are able to do it. And then you got these high prices. You're paying so much for so little, and then they just keep raising the property taxes up on you, raising the property taxes up on you. I mean, you just committed to it, I guess, right? You just love the area? I mean, tell me, why do you stay in the DMV or up north? I used to live up in Philly, and the reason we left, we definitely came down here to the South for better advantages, for more advantages. But I used to hate just going out the door and seeing my neighbor right next to me. Like, Mom, can we freaking do something?
In DC, renovated, attached, go run you between $500,000 and $700,000. Let's talk about traffic. You would never, ever, ever hear anybody in the DMV say, let me go ahead and head out so I could beat traffic. Ain't no beating it. It's always traffic. Always.
It's always traffic in Atlanta, too. Don't get that twisted.
I can do for you is suggest you stay away from them VA drivers. Don't even get me started on the ticket. If you breathe wrong while driving in the DMV, you're getting a ticket, and all the tickets here has 3 digits.
Shoot. 3 digits? For real? Is that true? 3 digits? Like, they not ticking, you don't get a like $50 or $75 ticket? 3 digits? Oh, y'all crazy.
For almost 5 decades, I have been a liberal Democrat, okay? I had raised my children to be Democrats and believe in the Democratic Party, all of that. And it took for this last election for me to have to sit down and do some real research and find out, like, who am I truly going to vote for and why? And it wasn't until a year ago, maybe a little over a year ago, that I realized they've been lying to us this whole time. We've been getting screwed this whole time. And the devastation that I felt, I cannot put into words. It was as if I was in a marriage with someone for 30 plus years. And I come to find out that they don't even love me. They got a whole new family of immigrants that they care about more. And they're only using me for my money. I am their slave. And if I choose to leave them and go over here to these red folks, then they're going to try to make my life a living hell.
Or they're going to tell you that all the red folks on the side are they're fascist, or they're racist, or they don't like folks that look like you. They don't care for people that look like you. They'll give you all these different reasons why you shouldn't do it. Why you shouldn't do it. Why you need to stay with the crew, with the clique. That's why. And it's fear-based. It's all fear-based and confusion. And if you have no idea what you're doing and you don't take the time to study the difference between the two parties, what they believe at their roots, and you just go off of identity politics because you like Barack Obama, you like Kamala, or you like your mayor that's there, you'll never find out that there are people that may not necessarily look like you all the time that actually want better for that community than you do, and can show you through some of their policies how to actually better the community. And there's a lot of them out there. And you don't know until you actually move into an area that's predominantly conservative or red, and then you start interacting. And if you're fortunate, you'll go to some things that you're downtown in your local municipal area. But if you get a chance and get out and actually see what your candidates are for the Republican side, you may find out that some of their values pretty much align to your values.
Being a Democrat is like being in a very toxic and abusive relationship. And I just pray that more and more of my people get out of that toxic and abusive relationship and conform to the true conservative values that you were raised with. We were raised with these values. Man and woman should be married. You don't just go out here and keep on getting pregnant by everybody just because you can kill them. Your body is sacred. You love and
I'm gonna tell you that's not really a. People make that religious statement. They make that statement, which is more of a moral argument, and opposed to a what would you say, a legislative argument or something having to do with bills or policies or anything like that. This is the mindset behind being a conservative. Largely, you don't want to promote that type of behavior. I'm not going to tell you that there ain't conservatives out there promoting that type of behavior or just being like that. But more or less, it's more taking responsibility for yourself, for your individual development, and not playing identity politics, not being a victim to the whole thing on a collective note, saying that they're targeting you targeting your color specifically. It may be some of the issues that you face could be because of the way you present yourself. Now, that's a little bit deeper than people want to know. But
you worship God and you respect the house of the Lord. We all know that. All of these things family first, family, God, faith, all that's first. All of these things were taught to us as we were being raised in regards to who raised us or how we were being raised. This is what has been bred into us. So for the Democratic Party to try to make us accept all this other nonsense, like kids being able to transition and taking the Bible out of the prayer out of schools and all of this nonsense, you got to take the jab if you want to work. No, we were not raised like that. That is not part of who we are. If we truly want to return to who we are, you got to get over there with them conservatives, because that's where it's at. That's who we truly are. And they love us over there.
They know that if your environment,
you're a Democrat, I'm gonna tell you.
They know that if your environment or you as an individual improve your family, improve your family's financial situation, improve your family's legacy, perspective, mindset, where you're taking more responsibility for the actions of you and for your family, they know that that means it will create a better community. And that means people will actually focus more on their home, bettering their children, and less on pointing the finger at what's broken and saying that it needs to fix me or it's responsible for where I'm at. And that's the biggest thing about the party. I mean, a lot of people say it, but that is the biggest thing. And I don't really consider myself part of the Republican Party, even though I've been at one or two Republican events. I'm not going to lie. You do have more, where I live, you have more white Republicans. But I've never had them treat me in any weird way. Like, hey, man, yeah, thank you. Who you voting for? Oh, yeah, you are? Okay, great, brother. And then they'll shake your hand, and then they'll give you some information. They'll probably invite you to something that they may have at their local parties. You know, all of them have headquarters in local cities and stuff like that they do events and stuff. But it's good to get out there and just to meet something different or people different than what you're normally around. You'll be amazed. I tell people don't always look like you that will benefit you, that are really going to care for, that are really going to do or say things to promote you and promote your brand. And it takes some people by surprise. It took me partially by surprise a little bit, but I expected it. I was looking for them just to be people, and that's what they were. They were just regular people. You know?
The worst thing that you could do right now, speak for that goddamn party. Okay? That party's brand is in such disarray. They have no ideology. The people that are actually governing, like the Josh Shapiro's, the Gretchen Whitners, the Wes Moores, y'all stay in y'all states and keep governing and doing the work.
That's it.
Distance yourself from all of that shit that's going on in D.C. Distance yourself from the party and speak for you.
That's it.
That's what I love what Josh Shapiro was doing on Friday.
Yo.
He didn't speak for the party. He was like, let me tell you what I did.
Yeah,
in
for my
Pennsylvania.
people.
Yes.
And then what will happen is we'll see you doing that for your people, and then we'll start going, I wouldn't mind if he did that for me.
Listen, I think, first of all, I like Josh Shapiro a lot. I think he would be a great candidate for 2028, but this is my only problem. My only problem with the Democratic Party is that even the people that are good, the brand of being a Democrat is so bad.
Yeah, you got to rebrand that.
This shit up.
I don't think he lying at all. Like, I wouldn't be court dead. Like, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it, man. I just couldn't do it. And some people, they pretty light with that, but I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do the Democratic Party thing. It ran its course, and I'm totally done with that, man. All right. Georgia, man. It's never boring in this county, in the county, in the city, and also in the state. If I could say the stuff that goes on in Georgia, it will blow your mind. Atlanta, to me personally, isn't a real place sometimes. It's not a real place. It's some of the most far out stuff that happens. But I love Georgia, man. I love it. And honestly, I think between Georgia and Florida, my best two states. You know.
Live exclusive. We now have the surveillance video of the moment a bystander took down a man accused of breaching the main TSA checkpoint at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. The video shows 40-year-old Fabian Leon being taken down by a bystander before police could get there.
Fox 5's Tyler Fingert obtained the video and spoke exclusively with the man who stopped the breach. He joins us now to tell us the details. Tyler?
Yeah, Courtney Russ, good evening to you. This surveillance video shows just how fast this all unfolded and how close this man got to making it through the security checkpoint. The man who stopped him tells me he didn't hesitate and says if it happened again, he'd do the same thing.
Oh my God.
That's Mark Thomas's first reaction watching himself stop a man from fully breaching the main TSA check.
Oh, if you know jujitsu, my jujitsu practitioners, that boy, you see the weirdest thing in Atlanta airports, around the airport, at the airport. This is bananas. I've never seen. Well, I've seen them do some other stuff like bring guns up in this joint before too.
Point at Atlanta's airport on October 30th at around 8:30 in the morning.
He picked him up and body slammed him, it looked like. I did. It's crazy to think about how it happened in my head versus seeing it. Very similar to how I remember it.
The video was just released months after a Fox 5 public records request. It shows Fabian Leon moving through the airport before arriving at the TSA checkpoint. The video shows Leon trying to go through.
He looks like a normal guy, just running to catch a missed flight up until that point. Just normal. I wouldn't think anything different.
Through one lane, but was stopped. He then set his sights on the lane where Thomas was standing. At that point, Thomas says a TSA officer yelled breach, which prompted him to turn around.
Well, I saw him knock over the first dude, and maybe a TSA agent tried to grab him. And once he was going to get past me, I was just like, okay, I'll just take over if I can.
In the video, you can see Thomas pick Leon up and throw him to the ground. Police say Leon told officers he drank alcohol and took drugs before the incident.
You see the way he used his knee? Okay, let's run that back real quick. This is a basic jiu-jitsu move. Even though he couldn't get him fully, he still was able to take him down. And he puts his knee on top of one of his arms, and he mounts him for a full mount. So, yo, that's the thing about Georgia. It's funny. I keep saying jiu-jitsu down here, you just never know who you messing with, because you got people that look like they would probably be a nerd, and they do jiu-jitsu. They are really good.
Police say Leon told officers he drank alcohol and took drugs before the incident.
He was very soft-spoken. He just kept saying, oh, I'm okay, let me up, I'm okay. It's like I kind of clearly see that he was sort of detached from the entire situation.
Thomas says he's glad he was there and would do it all over again, but he thinks he should never have had to step in.
I think more police presence should have probably been there. It shouldn't have taken me to take him down. I don't know how many checkpoints or people he got past before that.
The TSA says 3 of its officers were assaulted during this incident, and it reminds travelers that threats, verbal abuse, and
high. Homeboy was high like a kite. Blaze done. That is the other part. Meth and fentanyl is crazy, starting to get more and more crazy in these streets. I'm seeing it.
To take him down, I don't know how many checkpoints or people he got past before that.
The TSA says 3 of its officers were assaulted during this incident, and it reminds travelers that threats, verbal abuse, and physical violence won't be tolerated and will result in arrest and fines. Leon faces 2 charges, simple battery and avoiding security measures.
He had to be high. He had to be completely high to think that he was going to run through a TSA checkpoint, not catch any smoke, and be good to go. He had to be. He had to be high. And that's the other part down here. There's so many different, if you're out of the city, even if you're in the city, man, that fentanyl is crazy. He had to be high.
Pick Leon up and throw him to the ground. Police say Leon told officers he drank alcohol and took drugs before the incident.
Drank alcohol and took drugs. And he just, I'm drunk, I'm high. Yeah, he was gone. And they won't even say it. I think they overlook this drug problem down here, man. Sometimes they don't even take the time to even it is that's crazy. Crazy. Boom, boom, boom. What else I got for y'all? Yeah. Oh man. So I put Atlanta has a gentrification epidemic like nothing else. I think it was worse when just before 2020, it blew up again in 2020, and it just calmed down probably the last 2 years. But gentrifying in Atlanta, insane.
As you guys all know, Atlanta is no longer a black majority city. Atlanta ranks number 4 in the country for gentrification. This is what it means for you. Rental prices are about to get a whole heck of a lot higher. Like they already aren't high as it.
Hey, like, subscribe. It helps the algorithm. We appreciate you guys. Everything you bring to the table. Thank you very much for dropping by.
Already is, it's going to skyrocket. With that being said, I happen to do like my final semester project on the gentrification of Atlanta neighborhoods. This phenomenon is so interesting because gentrification really sneaks on people, like colonialization. As big of a comparison that might be, you might see a Whole Foods pop up, a yoga studio, and then you have these huge real estate development companies buying out all these neighborhoods, areas, have parking skyrocketing. People are no longer going to be able to afford to live here. And with that comes people moving in and the people who can taking over where many people lived for many, many years.
There you go. And it's not going away.
I have an unpopular opinion about the gentrification that they're doing in Atlanta. See, I see a lot of people say they're gentrifying Atlanta. They're trying to get rid of certain people, and they're making it to where people with money are the only ones that can live in Atlanta. The prices are going too high. I just have a question. Do y'all like the current state of Atlanta? Like when you go to Atlanta, do you like how it feels living in Atlanta? Like, y'all remember Buckhead used to be the place you had to be. Like, if you were going to live in Buckhead, you had to have some money.
Yo, homeboy, he nailing it. It used to be when you live in Buckhead, you got to have some money. You ain't got to have any money right now. Well, you got to have money, but not like it used to be. Like, it's like everybody moves to Buckhead now. Now it's just like anything. I've been in the apartments, and I'm like, damn. It's smack right across the street from Lennox, and it looked like this dude never even mopped his floor since he's been there. He's been there more than a couple of years. It's crazy.
Now, if you park in Buckhead, your car will get broken into. So
crime ridiculous. Crime ridiculous. I don't even go and chill out in the city of Buckhead downtown anymore because you just never know what you're gonna experience coming out.
I asked that question because it's like, all right, on one hand, it's pushing people out. On the other hand, it might be making the city what we actually want the city to be like. Because I think what they're trying to do is put people in Atlanta that actually value the property. I'm not putting no skin color on it because black people, now I mean, y'all hear, oh, they're trying to put rich people and y'all automatically assume that's not black people. No, rich people or people with money come with a certain level of class. Right now, when you go to Atlanta, the establishment,
not all the time,
just sitting at a red light is very classless. I'm originally from New York, right? So in New York, if somebody lives in the city, if you live in Manhattan, you got some bread, you got some money. Know what I mean? That's why the city, like Times Square and all that shit, if you live close to there, it's Times Square is still nice.
You cannot compare the economic status of people who live in New York and live in Times Square. You can't compare it, my bro, with people who live in Atlanta or even Buckhead. It seems like it would be a good comparison because Buckhead is supposedly the most high class area or wealthy area you're supposed to live in if you live in the city of Atlanta and you're living downtown or in that area. But that was probably years ago. pre-2020. Pre-2020. After the summer of love, things changed.
You know what I mean? Atlanta is one of the cities that everybody wanted to come to because it was cheap. Now I mean, but now we got all the people that are cheap. Now I mean, or they don't have the money to, you know, afford whatever in Atlanta, and we're watching the result of that. We're literally watching the result of what it looks like to have affordable housing in Atlanta. And there's people that will even argue and say, there is no affordable housing in Atlanta. You think you could go to another city, another big city, and pay underneath $2,000 to live in the city? There's no big city like Atlanta. Like, you have the Atlanta, Miami, California, New York, Houston. I think you might be able to do it in Houston, but I don't think you can do it in Houston, actually. Like, but anyways, Atlanta is one of the only places where you can live in the city for under $2,000. And look at what the city is like. So why are we mad at gentrification?
He's not lying. In the city isn't bad, but there are pockets that you really want to be in, and there's some pockets you just want to stay out of. It's like pocketed neighborhoods. Like, best way to explain it, back in the day, if you're from up north or anything, subdivisions, I guess, that's the best way to put it. Imagine certain pockets that would be considered a subdivision, but there's no real boundary, and the boundary stop, let's say, at this corner with this house, and then it looks okie dokie, and it probably stops 5 blocks down with another one. That's what makes Atlanta different, and you want to get into those pockets. But most people, they don't know what they don't know, you know? And so for that reason, Atlanta's, people end up in places that you don't really want to be in.
It's like we tried the affordable housing thing, and now look at it. Now we're gentrifying it. We're going to change the type of people that's in here, because again, the people that have some type of money, they spending a lot of money, they value their area differently. They treat their area differently. So now when we go into Atlanta, it looks nice. We feel safer. Again, no colors attached. We get so triggered because we want to attach a color so bad. Oh yeah, they're trying to get rid of the black people and put white people in the city. No, they're trying to get rid of people with low income and put the people with high income. And that's not as much of a target than it is strategic.
I call it classism, not racism. It's just classism, because you'll have gay black men who can get $600,000-$700,000 homes down there because of they may work on a tech space or may work in some other job. Sometimes, you know, married to a doctor or a lawyer or one of those things. I know quite a few of them down here. But when I say quite a few, your boy married 20 years in, no. But at the end of the day, yeah, it is like that. It is like that, and it's classism. And honestly, they may be gay. You may say, hey, they're gay, they black and everything. But no, they're going to live there. And they don't fit that gentrification model. Even though they are gay, even though they are black, and you may say, hey, they want you to believe that this type right here doesn't belong there. No, it's not about their type or their color. It's about the bread. It's about the bread. Atlanta is one of those places which I am not going to shoot down. You can get bread in Atlanta without a shadow of a doubt. But when you get that bread, where do you live? Do you live in the city, out the city? Because if you're living in the city, you're more than likely going to be living around people that don't look like you if you have that type of bread to spend, okay? So they don't aim to be it's not an aim to gentrify and remove black people. It just happens because they didn't got the bread.
Okay, so I'm currently in Old Fourth Ward Park in Atlanta, Georgia. If you're from Atlanta, you know exactly where I am. And I did not notice how white Old Fourth Ward has become. I'm not saying that Old Fourth Ward has not always been predominantly white, but gentrification is on the horizon. Like, I'm from New Jersey, New York area, and this feels like how Harlem looked when I went to visit it last. Like, Whole Foods on every corner. We got a Starbucks here. People just casually walking around, walking their dogs that don't look like the people that used to look like what Harlem used to look like. And I don't know, it just like kind of breaks my heart a little bit because I moved to Atlanta solely because there would be more people that look like me after going to a very white school. But I've been seeing people have the conversation about the gentrification of Atlanta, and it did not hit me until just now when I'm like driving around and I'm seeing a lot of people that do not look like me in the Black Mecca. It's crazy.
It's no longer the Black Mecca. No longer the Black Mecca.
See, I love it.
No longer the Black Mecca. It's changed, man. I'm telling you, it's changing, and it's changing fast. Real fast. Let's go to the next one.
This house, but like it's in the middle of the Westview West End area, and don't nothing else over here look like that. So you just came with your big ass entryway, and this sexy ass door, and decided to build it in this neighborhood where there are literal crackheads walking down the street most of the time.
And she's not exaggerating. There are literal crackheads walking down the street. I've been in neighborhoods. You got 5, 6, 7, 10 of those houses. They're all like 800, 900, a million. You got crackheads walking down the street. And then right across, like probably a block down or scattered between those houses, you may have a bunch of bungalows that look like nobody cares. Like nobody gave it a shower. Nobody going to paint it. Matter of fact, it probably was owned by somebody from the civil rights time that never came back and got it. It is crazy. It's insane. But that's Atlanta. That's just what it is.
I don't get it, because who the fuck gonna live here? Who's gonna live here? I would, because I can do that. But like, who?
Modern bills.
Whew. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know what area this is, but we got this and this. Crazy. Woo-woo.
Another modern bill, and they starting to get scattered more.
You guys know that gentrification is like a real freaking thing, and I found out there's a strategy that they use to like get rid of all these houses. One clever way that they do it is, number one, like houses in the hood, they don't charge for like water. Like you pay for rent, but on the utility bills, they don't put any water bill charges at all. And then they let it accumulate over time, over and over again. And then they eventually bring it to the county and they're like, hey, look, all these houses in this certain area have not been paying off their water bill. So you're gonna see articles that come out like this.
DeKalb County, notorious for those freaking water bills. I don't know how y'all do it in DeKalb. You guys randomly get these freaking, I've seen it. You have to fill out a specific realtor form whenever you do a contract that it's a water form. Like, who've never seen anything like this? Basically saying, hey, if a water bill pops up after we sold the house, you don't hold me liable for it, because you'll just get a random bill and it'll be like 2,000, 1,500. Oh, it was there, and it's coming from like somebody 5 years ago or even 10 years ago that held the house, and they just add onto it. I truly believe, and I keep saying this is a plot to freaking steal people's shit. All right, I'm telling you.
Or videos like this where it says DeKalb County has more than $100 million worth of like water bills that aren't there. And then they set up this weird thing where like, hey, look, you guys need to go and pay all this money that we didn't charge you for like months to years. And then,
hey guys, like, subscribe, follow for the content, buy me a cup of coffee. We're going to be doing this every day. Let's go.
and if you cannot afford this, then we have to like repossess all this stuff. So it's like, imagine like a water bill that you weren't expecting because it didn't show up. Like it didn't show up at all for a month, 2, 3, up to a year, up to 2 years, and all of a sudden they hit you with this massive bill. You're not unable to pay it off. So since you're unable to pay it off, and since it's on the news as, look, this area over $110 million worth of water bill has not been collected, now we're gonna go and take all the area here. And in fact, no one really bats an eye because not a lot of people care about the people in that area. Usually they're more impoverished. They don't like actually have a lot of means, and they do just pay month by month by the means that they have, and then out of nowhere they just swoop in and take everything, and they give them like some form of settlement by saying, hey, we'll give you this amount of money if you just move out. And that's just kind of how it goes.
Ridiculous. It's terrible, but it's always that grab, man. I'm telling you, if you're in Atlanta, First of all, if you're gonna move to the city, you gotta watch out for DeKalb County. That's when the water bill gets crazy and insane. And I know that they make up this water situation. So I'm always promoting the city. I live just outside the city, lived here for about a little bit over 20 years. Well, about 25 years. Yeah. 25 years. Been a real estate agent for 20 of those years, right? A broker, investor. Dude, I've been court with water bills, so I know what I'm talking about. This one right here is for these messages. Listen, there are women in the city, and when I saw this video, I had to put it together for my dudes out here. Listen, you guys probably make up the largest part of my audience when I look at the analytics. And I get the messages, bros. I appreciate it. Thank you for following me. Thank you. I'm just going to continue to drop stuff that's interesting. I'm not going to go heavy politics, but sometimes, some days, I just might. But there's a bunch of good women out here, and they looking for men, bro. I ain't going to lie about it. But I'm not talking about these chicken heads that's out here. I'm not talking about these young girls running out here. We're not talking about, OnlyFans, the ones there are really legit good women in the city of Atlanta looking for men. Now, how do I know they good? Shit. They look good. Don't necessarily mean that I know their mental capacity, but I had to do this. So I'm going to continue doing this, putting this out there. And if you are a woman and you're watching this, leave a comment. Say, I'm looking for a good man in Atlanta. And if you would do one of my dudes and y'all watching this on a replay, respond back to it. Put a picture on your YouTube, because bro, she might, something might happen, and I'm all about making things happen, baby. All about making.
There's too many women in Atlanta. Like when I go sit at the bar, I'm used to men like choosing, picking. It's nothing but women. Ill, gross. Ew, I don't want friends. I don't want to talk. Where's the men? Where are the men? Like, when I sit at the bar, when I'm like, okay, let me go.
When a man.
Give me a little drink, sit at the bar. I'm used to men. I'm expecting conversation. And it's nothing but women. Ew, gross. Yuck.
See, y'all do it to yourself. Sometimes y'all
I'm just trying to figure it.
Sometimes y'all women float. Y'all roll with too many women, or sometimes y'all roll with the wrong women. So the men ain't gonna roll up on y'all too easy. I'm telling you, if you're female, you watching this in replay, I'm telling you, the men in Atlanta, cigar spots, that's the first one I'm gonna tell you. If you find a great cigar lounge in Atlanta, you're gonna find some dudes. I'm not talking about one of those. We're not talking about these old cigar spots. We got spots here where the DJ you got some New York City 5-star DJs that come out at night. Literally, we got places where you smoke cigars right here and you go right through the door and you on a patio and people partying and hanging out, enjoying themselves. So there are men out here in Atlanta. Y'all just going to the wrong spot sometimes.
I be seeing all these fine, seemingly straight black men on social media that stay in Atlanta. My question is, where do y'all hang out at? Where do y'all be at? Where do y'all frolic at? Because me and my friends would like to know, so we...
This chick say frolic? What do we frolic? What are we, fairies? What is this game? Frolicking? Come on, girl.
Start going there. I be seeing all y'all fine black men on social media that stay in Atlanta. Especially Unc and them. Because if you know me, you know I love Unc and them. Where do y'all hang out? Where do y'all be at? Like, what do y'all do in y'all spare time? Because I'm trying to figure out where do y'all be at, because I never run into y'all. And my friends don't either. So we just trying to figure out where y'all hang out at so we can start being there. I'm just saying, help us out. Help us out. Especially if you single. Just let us know. Drop it in the comments. I'm just saying.
Oh. Geez, the G's be at Oh man. Shoot. Any place that there's a tight bar, you got a lot of bars on the south side. Shout out to Camp Creek. Y'all got some bars out there. And the dudes, they get down. Like, they bring out the cars, they hang out. And yeah, single men, not all of them married.
Where in Atlanta are the men who look Republican but vote independent? I'm not looking for a feminine energy type kind of guy, or one that has toxic traits or anything like that. I really like the masculine type kind of guy, one that he's good with his hands, or he, you know, one that he doesn't mind getting dirty, that kind of stuff. But I definitely have a type. I like one that can dress really nice, looks amazing in a.
These women are getting desperate. Look, they looking for men. I'm telling you. And I keep seeing you guys when I go, y'all don't say nothing to these like chicks. I don't know. You know, my theory is most of you guys want to mess with a woman that's married already. Largely because you don't have to deal with a bunch of stuff. But there's some women that they single and they just looking for a man. And I'm sitting back, I'm like, dang. Like, okay. All right. All right, babe.
Suit, but can also look good in a t-shirt and jeans. I love to dress up. So someone who is not scared of a, you know, could be high maintenance type of woman. I just take care of myself, put it that way. I own my own condo. I work in a law firm.
Stop being afraid of these high maintenance women. Not all of them want you to come and take care of them. They want you to come and take care of them.
So I have my stuff together, looking for the same thing. But yeah, I need some help. I'm single in Atlanta. I'm in the Buckhead area. If you see me, please say hello. But drop me a comment if you know an area that I should venture off into or hang out in. I need some help with the dating. Also, forgot to say, I'm 41. I'll be 42 this year. And I always like to say there's like a 5 to 10 year down, 5 to 10 year up kind of range that I'm going for.
So she'll go down to 31 and she'll go up to 51 because she had 41. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, if you look at all these videos, I'm always, look closely. Look, come a little closer. Come just a little bit closer. I always put the watermark for the content creator in the video because snatch it and watermark it, right? Bring it to you. Reach out. She might get some shouts, bro.
Definitely more on the masculine type energy.
And she probably, she. Do you like sex? Do you like chocolate? Do you like chocolate? If she like chocolate, she see this. Let me know you like chocolate.
Y'all, where the regular men at? They like to do regular stuff. I'm not talking about these new luxury men, these new type of men. I'm talking about old school dudes that like to do old school stuff. That's what I'm talking about. Where they at? Where the regular guys at?
Not too many guys want to be regular out here. Hey guys, listen, it ain't nothing wrong with being a regular guy. Listen.
Congratulations, well done.
You made it to the top. You're a regular guy. There's a lot of irregular guys out here.
Without fail, I see so many hot guys, and all I want to know is where are y'all? Where are y'all going out? What are y'all doing? Do you guys all have girlfriends? Like, what is the deal?
Oh, I don't know.
What is it? Where are y'all? What are you doing? Can someone tap in?
She look like she walking the belt line. She walking the Atlanta belt line. She's searching for y'all.
Atlanta, y'all are always asking, where are the tall, dark, handsome, 6 foot, 6-figure men at that spend money? They was at Bulldogs. Recently, I went to Bulldogs with my friend, a couple of my,
Bulldogs is a gay bar.
Please. And yeah.
She needs to stop this. She really needs to stop this. She needs to stop this. That ain't.
They are Bulldogs, y'all. It was so many good looking men dressed to the nines, make good money, have great careers. They was at Bulldogs. Okay, they gay. They don't want y'all. That's the crazy part. I was like, the ladies are wondering where the men at. They are in here. This is where they're at, ladies. The men are getting them. Don't shoot the messenger.
Oh no. No. Stop it. Stop the foolishness. Stop it. Stop it. Atlanta's been notorious for that. I mean, yes, we do have a large homosexual population, but not every man in Atlanta is homosexual, bro. I'm telling you, it's not. It's some real straight dudes out here. Matter of fact, my wife was chilling, having this, well, she was at a cigar spot doing some work. She likes a good cigar. This guy rolls up right next to her, sitting down. We're talking about this after the fact. Young boy, like 35, 36 years old. How do you know? He told her, and then he told her, asked her what her sign was, and they got, that's compatible. I said, he said that too. She was like, yeah, he said that's compatible. You told him my sign? Yeah. You a Leo. He said, oh, you with him because that's compatible. Y'all gotta stop this compatibility sign thing. That means nothing. It means nothing. They're crazy regardless of the sign. It's not. It has nothing to do with anything. I'm gonna do this last video. And your boy's out. Because I think, what? Damn. I did. See, you know why is a minute? And you know why I'm only almost coming up on an hour and a half? And I know I normally go about 2 hours, sometimes 2.5 hours. I didn't do a lot of politics today. I didn't do a whole bunch of I did very little politics today. But I do got one more video after this that's probably a little bit political. Let's go.
Welcome back in. This is an exclusive story you will only see here on WJZ. The search for answers underway now after a Maryland man visiting Mexico for a wedding mysteriously found dead at a popular resort in Cancun. His mother now working to get his body back home and pleading for answers about his death. Our Janae Reese sat down one-on-one with the victim's family, who thinks he was killed there.
I'm in mommy mood, trying to get things done. I'm on the phone all day.
All Yolanda Williams has left of her son are videos.
Look how good it feels with me outside in it.
Pictures and memories.
Took me out on a little lunch date afterward.
Williams says her son loved fashion, to travel, and was looking to become a dental hygienist after graduating from Baltimore City Community College in 2023.
This is him and my mom.
But on Friday, she received a call that her son was found dead.
I got a call around 1 o'clock that Chaz had died, that he had fell off a balcony.
Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. Why y'all keep going to Mexico? Why y'all keep taking these cruises, or y'all going over to, y'all think it's cool to go to those spots? You don't have to do the things that's fly because your girlfriend or your homie say it's fly, bro. Honestly. Mexico, the water is like, you know, you drink the water, right? And you can catch viruses. You know that. It can mess up your stomach. You can get diarrhea, cha-cha-cha. Oh, no. Why the heck you still messing around with this stuff? Why do you go to Tulum, right? And some of these other spots, bro. And then the girl who went there with her friends didn't come back, Cancun. The white girl who went there with her friends, that first one was a black girl, didn't come back. What was that? Tulum? I think it was. But either way, why do you guys keep doing this? Why do you keep doing this? They're not obligated to investigate your murder. They don't care. You're an American citizen. If anything, they will juice and so much money out of your family, and it never goes anywhere. You're running to do vacation at a place where the people there are running here to stay.
Congratulations, well done.
Did you hear what I said? You're going for a vacation at a place that the people who live there don't even want to stay. Oh no. And then y'all still breaking through. Y'all still breaking through. And it's sad. Like, this is the thing. Every life matters. And I talk about this. I don't care whether you're a wacky protester. We're in a winter of wackiness right now. Just like the summer of love. I say this, the winter of wackiness. I don't care. You got to bring yourself to this point to realize, bro, you cannot go to these places and do whatever the hell you want to do. She's still trying to get the body of her son back. This is not meant to make you be fearful. If anything, it's meant for you to elevate your level of travel. Go to places where the U.S. really does have a little bit of sway if something goes down and happens. But y'all go to places like this. I'm not even going to do a Dubai one. I'm going to do a Dubai one. That's different. Y'all do something different in Dubai. I don't know what y'all be thinking about in Dubai. But y'all go to a place like this and y'all disappear. Y'all get unalived like none because you're in a place and you don't even speak the language. You may have a little bit of Espanol and then you want to go and y'all think it's flying is cool. See, I don't mind if I do this and I'm going to a full resort. They didn't say anything about if he was on a resort. He could have been on a resort. Now, I don't think he got off on a resort. He probably left the resort if he was on one and went into the city looking for something or something. Okay? And y'all know what y'all do. Fellas, y'all get down there sometimes. Y'all think these Mexican women, they love you long time. No, they don't love. That's a Chinese accent. No, hola. No, stay-yo. Let me tell you, you got to stop. You got to stop. They got alternative motives a lot of times. And you don't find out until you in a body bag.
Mexico.
His last known location, the all-inclusive Rio Caribe Hotel in Cancun, Mexico.
The young lady Tierra, which is my uncle's daughter, had confirmed that it was him.
The only way she got information was by FaceTiming a family friend who was also on the trip.
So I needed her to call me. So she FaceTimed me, and I wanted to see Chaz, his body, but they wouldn't let me see. So she had to confirm that it was him.
So who was the last person to see him?
The bride.
The bride of
Yeah,
the wedding.
they were together, and he walked her to her room. So that was and then he left and went to his room. So
And I asked her, I said, are you he wasn't out of it. Did he seem out of it? She said no. He seemed fine.
Almost a week later, Williams says no local law enforcement agency in Mexico has reached out to her directly about the circumstances surrounding her son's death.
They didn't tell us.
They do not care about you. They care about your money.
Congratulations, well done.
A dead person isn't spending any money. Oh no. Trying to make it make sense. So you understand.
Anything.
They said he had no defensive wounds on him.
Williams says her family has not received any official police report from the night in question, only video of the stairwell and balcony hours after the incident.
The impact on his body was from a fall. He told me, he said it wasn't from him falling down the steps, it was from him falling from a height. And they first told me that his leg was broke and that he had damage to his face because they said he fell on his face. So like, what is it? So that's why I was like, I need to get the police report because it's conflicting stories.
The cameras didn't point into the stairwell. They pointed out.
They pointed outside. And she said when she went back, everything was gone and everything was cleaned up.
Shantia Smith, Chez's sister-in-law, says as of Thursday morning, the family is working with the Mexican embassy on a potential investigation. But a lot of questions remain, including how they're going to get his body home.
Y'all dangling him in front of us. Like, hey, look, you can have him when you want, but long as
you
you
gotta
pay
pay
the
money. His property, haven't sent it.
There you go. What did she just say? They dangling him in front of them and they haven't released the body. They want her to send the money for the body to Mexico. That's what they want. This is a complete money play. It's always been a money play. They don't care about you when you go off to these places. Some of y'all take these trips and y'all think it's cool to travel alone, and it's cool traveling alone. I get it. But honestly, bro, this dude probably fell out of a window. More than likely, somebody was in there that pushed him out of the window. They're not saying anything about anything being stolen from him. Complete mystery. They say mysterious circumstances. Then they say his leg broke and his head looks like it's shattered. Bro, you gotta use common sense when you take these trips to these countries. You gotta realize you can't just be chilling by yourself. Oh, I'm just gonna be a tourist and see some shit around here. You can't do it. It just
Congratulations, well done.
You just discovered Common Sense Plug. Please plug in for Common Sense all the time. Because at the end of the day, bro, that's a bad situation to be in. I wouldn't wish that on nobody's mom. I don't wish it's never cool to see somebody travel overseas and never make it back. You don't know what type of if he has family, how large his family is. If they didn't say anything, he's married, he may not be. I don't know. Dude was in a picture with another dude, might be something else going on. But at the end of the day, bro, it's happening more often than you think. And it's happening more, I feel, the more the global economy tightens up. Mexico ain't getting bread. If you think it's hard in the U.S., do you think it's easier in Mexico? If you think it's tougher right now when it comes to finances, we got everybody tripping out. Loaf of bread high, inflation high, costs more to live, affordability, all this conversation they having. Do you think it's cheaper to live in Mexico? Do you think they trying to live better? This is not where you want to be vacationing at right now. It's not.
When you pay the money, we'll send the property. It's the same thing.
WJZ did reach out to the U.S. consulate, and we did receive an automated voicemail and email. Rio Resorts has yet to respond to our inquiries.
He's my youngest, and my youngest son, and I just needed confirmation, and I don't want him there. You know, I really want him to come home.
Reporting on your corner.
And that was a resort. That was a resort. I thought the resort, because we were like, man, we're going to go stay at a resort. We'll be in a compound. You know, at least you're just not running around and people just not running up randomly. But you got to really use common sense. I kind of look at it like this. When you get there, you're a target, bro. You're a target. You're a target. And that's sad to hear that, man. It's sad to see something like that happen. I don't wish that on nobody, but you're a target now. You're a target. All right, I'm going to run this last reaction. I keep saying this is the last one, right? No, this is the last one. This is the last one. I ran through politics so fast. I ran through Alex's one so fast. You know, I didn't even get into all of that. I'm just tired of hearing that. You know what? I think what happens with this political play, I'm going to take this off because I'll probably stitch it at the end of it. What's happening with this political play? It's becoming so polarizing, and you're becoming so exhausted with all these images of we call it, hold on 1 second, let me put this right here. We call it, what do we call these images? What do we call where we're at right now? Come on. Show it to them. Let's drop this on here. Boom. We call it propaganda. Information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote or to publicize a particular political cause or point of view. In the midst of that, you can get what? Gaslighted. But it's true. They gaslighting everybody. It's happening. When I saw, and I'm a conservative. You guys may not, equal opportunity smoke right here. When I saw the White House release that, what was it? That picture of the BLM protested it. Fact check, you know. Crusty, Dusty, yeah, the Dusty. When he released the picture of the Dusty. Lincoln Riley killer. Oh, shoot. I just got that flash. Lincoln Riley killer hearing for new trial. Y'all crazy. Y'all protesting all of this immigration stuff and Lincoln Riley's killer still. They playing with you. How is it that we got, today's Friday. What day is today? The 30th. Georgia schools are supposed to be doing some of these schools in Georgia, most of these schools, some in my county, my kid's school, they're talking about doing a protest. They're going to do a walkout. Everybody they're supposed to be leaving, right? Walking out. Now, look at this. Think this is not accident. Fox News 5, Atlanta 5, just dropped an alert. They went live. Oh, Lincoln Riley killer hearing for a new trial. This whole week, Monday through Thursday, the conversation, hey Dad, can you pick your wonderful daughter? I don't feel good at all. Yo, these kids, man. But check this out. I'm gonna pick you up, baby girl. Well, we're gonna get you picked up. I'm gonna get this done at the point that I'm rocked, and then I'm done. On the way. Tell my baby, my little girl. They turn around Monday through Thursday. She probably don't want to deal with that mess because they're about to do they're probably gonna do the walkout pretty soon. And she don't want to deal with that mess. She don't care. Lincoln Riley's killer. Then all of a sudden now, boom, they talking about they talking about Lincoln Riley's killer. Monday through Thursday is about ICE picking up illegals. Oh, Lincoln Riley's killer have a new trial. Gaslighting you. We doing Monday through Thursday for the libs, and we're gonna give y'all conservatives Friday just before this shit about to go down, so you know that we serious. But we're gonna put a little gas in you so you lit.
Congratulations, well done.
And then we get your response this weekend. What do you think about the protesters, the kids that walked out of school protesting? Do you think that they're right? No, you radicalizing kids on political issues that they have no information about. They're partially informed. They only know what their parents tell us. And you mean to tell me a 9th grade, 10th grader, and 11th grader, 12th grader, they excited for a protest walkout? Them jokers excited not to do. They trying to get out of a quiz. Trust me.
Congratulations, well done.
And they excited for a walkout. You think the kids like, oh, we're walking out. We're going to protest what's going on in Minnesota. We're going to protest ICE. You know, some of them Negroes can't even spell ICE.
Congratulations, well done.
We're going to protest ICE. Yeah, we're going to protest ICE. Let me get this out. Just let me get this out. Because I did the stories. I hit the reaction. I gave you some gentrification stuff. I gave you some other stuff that's going on. Let me just talk about this. Because I ran through this, and I didn't talk about it a lot, especially when it came to the city of Atlanta, especially when it came to what's going on right now in Georgia. You got to see. Georgia has a huge immigrant population, huge illegal immigrant population. I had somebody working on a project. I used to hire this guy to do some fix and flips on projects all the time. The guy who referred me to him told me one day, he's like, hey, Leon, you know, you Venezuelan special forces, you know, ex-Venezuelan special forces. I said, okay. You know, I'm prior military. So I'm like, okay, cool. All right, that's cool. Another door kicker. He working with me. Oh, that's great. But you know, he also, man, he was approached by these cartel guys that, you know, these guys, he didn't say they were cartel, but he assumed they were cartel. When you get all of that mess going on, so they gaslight you on the front part. They started it on Monday. ICE, baby. ICE is in College Park. ICE is in Hampton. Oh, I saw ICE down. My mom hit me up. Oh, baby. They said they saw some ICE in. They saw some ICE. That's my mama. They saw some ICE in Marietta. Like, okay. Be careful. Have your ID with you. I'm not driving with ID, mama.
Congratulations.
I'm driving
well done.
dirty. You see me rolling. You waiting. And it's now just fear and panic. Just fear and panic off the top. And ICE don't even want you. But they've already told you that ICE is coming to Atlanta. They staying down at the Four Seasons. And they looking for every Negro. Nah, bro. Nah, they looking for the jokers that approached the guy that was working on my house to do some cartel shit. That's what they looking for. They not looking for all of y'all. But that's the narrative. If we can get you so gaslit Monday through Thursday, and then now we're going to drop something about Lincoln Riley. And if you don't know who Lincoln Riley is, I know I've been throwing her name out. UGA student killed brutally raped, murdered by a illegal immigrant here off of the campus of UGA. And I'm going to say on off the campus, but he stalked her and he got her. And that happened to her. And that's a sad freaking situation. He didn't even need to be in this freaking country, but he was here. So Lincoln Raleigh now, they had a law that was passed here. And I know Trump did a whole, song and dance on it. And I love Trump. Trust me, he's a funny cat. But he brought out a whole bill. They made it a whole movement, Lincoln Raleigh. And her parents said, please don't make this a polarizing political issue. And they did good by it. I mean, better than I could actually think about it, because I'd be suing and be mad. Like, if that joker wasn't here, this wouldn't have happened. So now they forget all of that. A year and a half, 2 years later, I got to go get my daughter too. 2 years later, they doing this mess. They doing a stage walkout. They doing a stage, despite the fact that Georgia, Atlanta is one of the most heavily trafficked cities in the country. It is a hub because we've got 285, which circles around 85, which crosses 20. Trucks, tractor trailers come in and they go out all the freaking time. You don't know what's in the back of them. They're not getting pulled over by Georgia State Patrol all the time. One of the most heavily trafficked cities in the country. Little girls and boys end up disappearing in Atlanta, and family trying to figure out, where they at, what happened to the situation. Now, granted, I did get an argument from a relative of mine. She said, Leon, has been happening way before this cartel conversation. I'm not going to say I don't know how she tied white men to it. She said white men, serial killers. This ain't a serial killer situation. This is a I'm gonna grab you, take you somewhere else so you can perform sex acts until we don't want it done no more situation. Heinous shit. Heinous. And now you get these kids all gaslit. They on 10. They hate ICE and they walking out. When ICE should be sweeping through these little smaller cities, Atlanta, grabbing no people that ain't supposed to be here. So some of you guys can actually get jobs, because some of y'all getting beat out of these rehab jobs by people that don't really, they not supposed to be here, but they beating you out of the rehab jobs. I'm telling you, they better estimates, charging less, because you got 15 of them living in one house. Now, y'all don't want me to say that.
Congratulations.
Y'all gonna
well
say
done.
I'm crazy. Why is he saying that? Because I'm the dude hiring the dudes to go fix stuff. And I know who I'm hiring, and I'm seeing it. And over the last, since 2020, 2021, it's just been a spike. It's just been a spike. Coming to my door, hey, homie, we take care of the trees for you. Might be very good people. Might have a great loving family. May just be innocent and just great, good people. Share a taco with me. All of that good stuff. But let's get down to the brass tacks. Unfortunately, just like I told the guy who I walked in to, and I'll tell you the story about it, a Somalian guy walked into the his Quickie Mart, and we had a conversation. We all have people in our culture that do stupid shit. And we now, when people see us, they don't see, oh, you're fine. You're a guy who takes care of his family. You love his house. You fine, upstanding. You've been in real estate. You're a professional. You all this other stuff. You got accolades and you're military veteran. Oh, you did this, blah, blah, blah. They don't see that. They see the crazy shit that people in your culture side do. Now, granted, I don't wear my pants baggy, and most of the time I look business professional, so you don't catch me coming. And no. But what about the days that I just don't want to wear shit? You know what I'm saying? I just feel like just wearing some baggy pants and just floating. And it's plenty of times I just want to wear my tactical gel. I want my 511 pants. I want my freaking zip top 511. I may look like ICE walking into the building. Literally, no lie, because my gun is on my holster. And I don't get people running up to me saying too much shit. I just never had it. And I've been carrying for years. All the time I want to. Now, don't just carry random places, but all the time. So we have people in our culture that do stupid shit. So when you talk about it, you're gonna be like, oh, that's the wrong thing to say. But we all have that. We all have experienced it. We know it is a doggone fact. Yes. It's a fact. I walked into the supermarket. This little quickie, this little side joint I place just to grab. I like gummy bears. Grab some gummy bears. There was some juices. I wouldn't grab a pack, a couple 4-pack of juices, stuff like that. The guy over the quickie mart, I asked him, I said, man, how much are these juices? Are they $20 for the 4-pack? I said, great. Man, that's a good deal. I'll take that. He said, yeah, man, they $20. I gotta pay Trump. I don't know why he started talking about Trump, but he just brings Trump out of nowhere. We gotta pay Trump. Okay, so you gotta pay. We got to pay taxes. Okay, cool. Yeah, because we gotta pay Trump. He wants to deport me. Now this is going somewhere I ain't even. I'm like, yo, bro. All I asked for was the juice. That's it. That's all I asked for. How much is the 4-pack of this juice? Now you're talking to me about Trump. When you open the door for that conversation, let's go. Let's just go. Oh, so yeah. Oh, yeah, Trump. Yeah. Yeah, he said, I'm Somali. You heard they want to deport us. So you know what I said to him? I said, bro, brother, I see I'm a black man, right? I was born in West Africa. I came here when I was 2 years old. I don't know what West Africa looks like. It was all legit. Spent a ton of money. My parents did it. Educated. So they went ahead.
Congratulations.
And then they went ahead and helped build the country. Like on the oil side, all kinds of stuff. Listen, I'm thankful. I'm different. I took a test and I had to go ahead and pass the test to get my citizenship. And I did it. But let me tell you something. We all got different backgrounds. Even despite that I grew up in Philly, we all have different perceptions when people see us. He said, yeah. I said, now, let me tell you, let's be for real. Somalis do piratey shit. You know that, right? You would think that he would get into some argument or altercation with me. You would normally think he started this conversation, and I'm like, man, listen, we all got different background. We got different people. It may not be like us, but I'm going to just tell you, your people do piratey shit. He looked up in the air, looked down, looked me right in the eye and said, you're right. Don't let him gaslight you. Because if you know, you know. I am out because I got to go get my daughter from school. You guys have a blessed day. Remember who you are. Remember that God loves you.